wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I hate being ahead of my time by 25 years, but fuck you, normies. For the longest time, I have said that the Democrats should be called the Communist Party because that's what they are. Long ago, when if you study, if you research, if you look up the numbers, you would look at this thing called government spending to GDP. What percent of our economy does the government take and then spend on whatever it wants to spend its money on? And it depends on where you are, but it has generally gone from about 3% GDP in 1900 to 38% GDP today. You may want to tack on inflation because that's money printer go burr, but though one would argue that money printer going burring is to spend, so maybe you would net that out. I haven't thought that one fully through logically yet, but it seemed to me, an economy where you're almost taking 40% of people's money, and it has other hallmarks of communism and socialism where the rich pay more, regulatory burdens and costs, a social contempt and hatred for productive people, and envy and greed and jealousy, especially on the parts of the Democrats. The Democrats wholly owning education and the media. And now it's starting to come to light. 25 years ago, people thought I was a wackadoo crazy guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Hey, Gen X, who got kids now, and your kids are getting coddled or coerced and having their junk cut off by your Democrat leftist teachers and your property taxes going up. Should I take a chill pill? Oh, my God, take a chill pill. Hey, why don't you suck on an LSD-laced pacifier some more, you really cool kids? And now you're starting to see that, because of the internet breaking monopolies, specifically the media and the narrative. Now you're starting to realize, oh, shit. A lot of you are paying taxes for the first time, too. Oh, shit, the Democrats want more money? We have Obamacare, which debatably is not enforced. I mean, it was passed. And now you want free daycare for single moms and regular moms because now you got to work more and pay more taxes. And then just the social policy, which is a mentally ill world. I don't believe the communists in the Soviet Union are like, oh my God, trans people, which is libertarian. I'm like, oh, okay, trans people. Revolvers. Yeah, revolvers. None of you are going to know where that one is. None of you. Revolvers. I should watch that again. How much? $40. No. $20. It's all I got. I don't even know it was $40. But anyway, I don't know. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, swims like a duck. It's a duck. And I'm thinking, like, if you want more than 40% of everybody's money, aren't we starting to push at least socialism, Swedish, Scandinavian, self-loathing socialism? Aren't we kind of moving that way? Oh, yeah, take a chill pill. And I always thought, and Donald Trump, hear our prayer, okay? Or some Republicans, if you guys had balls, you should 25 years ago, you should have started calling the Democrats what they are, and that is the Communist Party. I think it'd be a very brilliant marketing strategic move. Somebody who has connections in the Republican Party, especially you Republicans in Minnesota. If you have the balls, I don't know if you found one testicle yet, but call them the Communist Party. Like when you were talking to the media, although that's rapidly becoming irrelevant, you refer to the Democrat Party as the Communist Party. They're not a democracy. They're not a democratic party. From the functional use of the word. They have super delegates. They are a more of a tyrannical party. They're an elite party, a party of trust fund babies. But in terms of their policy, yeah, you call them the Communist Party. No, the Communist Party that you're on This Week in Wall Street or This Week in Washington or whatever it is, whoever watches that show still, call them the Communist Party. Very progressives. No, you're communists. And you hold that line. You shouldn't even have to hold the line because that's what they are. I mean, it's never enough, right? You keep, oh, well, baby, well, I like teachers. Oh, my God. We need stimmy checks. Why don't you call them what they are? Just no, they're the Communist Party. That's what they are. They want complete and total control. They won't stop until they take all your money, and then they're going to take some more. They're against the freedom of speech. They're like, want to get you fired. They want to regulate the ever-living hell. I mean, shit, just go to California or San Francisco. Like, look, they want it so that you could steal up to $900 worth of goods. They're for criminals. And I think maybe the normies, the American public, is starting to realize just how evil the Democrat Party is. I don't say that lightly. I don't say because I disagree with the Democrat. You could get me to say, yeah, you know, maybe there ought to be a minimal way, or would disagree with it, but I understand your intentions. Yeah, you know, I could see the point and purpose of having a safety net, but I think that's been abused, and we should probably send that back to private charities. Like, I don't want people starving, but you guys have gone well beyond it. So much so that even the normies are starting to wake up and realize, hey, that promise of free shit no longer blinds them to some of the horrific shit the Democrats are trying to do. And all of a sudden you're starting to realize, oh, wow, the Democrats want to destroy the United States. They do. At one time, they probably were the Labor Party and unions, and let's get some factories in here. Now, it's those Democrats are long gone. Now you have a bunch of elite trust fund baby, rich, privileged assholes who don't want to work and want to save the world. Look at every rich, privileged white woman that entered politics. Gretchen Whitmer, Betsy Hodges, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. Now, it's a stereotype, right? And obviously, rich, liberal white women are not the only Democrats who want to destroy the country. But look at them. Then Bernie Sanders, of all people, he didn't work. He worked like 6 months as an attempted apprentice at carpentry. Oh, my God, what are these things falling in my hand? They're calluses there, Bernie. Oh, I don't like this. I'm more of a feminine man. I just want to take more people's money. And now you're starting to see the malicious intent. The Democrats are not there to help the little people. If they were, the black community would be in a lot better shape. They would have said, wait, what we're doing ain't working. We ought to try some different things to help out the black community. And it never works. And then you got to start to wonder, hey, wait, are they all like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton? Money grubbing whores? We're just shysters and grifters? Are they the ones profiting off of us? Oh, my God. Keep on voting for free shit. Lucy in the football, man. You're Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football. This time we're going to get out of poverty. Nope, you just made more Democrats rich. I'm not saying, what were the Republicans going to do for me? Nothing. They're not going to lie to you, but they never said, oh my God, we want to enslave everybody else so that you might be able to get free food. No, fuck you. Feed yourself. But at least they're not like, oh, my God, yeah, we owe it. Oh, yeah, we're going to save now. Save yourself. That's what the Republicans, generally, conservatives at least, have been saying. No, you're going to save yourself. Why? What right do you have to other people saving you? No, you got to swim or you're going to die. Those are your friends. The ones, just sit there and don't do anything. We'll take care of it all for you. Just vote for me. Privileged white bitch from the suburbs. I so care about the peoples and the minorities and the women. How much money? But Madam Secretary, they're not improving their lives. They're still poor. You just don't care enough, fascist. I'm gonna drink more champagne at my nonprofit fundraiser. That's every Democrat. And they're some of them, like the true believers, they just want to destroy the country. Oh, they want to destroy capitalism and free speech and freedom and free money, or not free money, earned money, free markets. That's what I meant to say. So can you Republicans start calling the Democrats what they are? The Communist Party. Really? I mean, it's a minor thing you can do. It's going to cost you nothing and make great progress. Like, hey, look, they're the Communist Party. You know, we don't take that lightly. When the Democrat Party comes back and your actual Labor Party and you're for the workers, let us know. And in the meantime, you are a bunch of fucking psychopaths. You're enemies of the state. You want to destroy the country, and all your policies have failed to help the people you claim to intend to help. But you all got rich in the process. That's it. That's all I got. Super chat. Gerald Binnicker, $5. Leftists happily canceled people for off-color jokes for a decade, but now cry free speech when glorifying unaliving the political opponents. Hypocrisy. Yes, exactly. You should look at that. I mean, are you normies waking up? It should have taken. It's too late, by the way, if you care about the finances. It should have taken Charlie Kirk for you guys to realize that they're liars and they're evil. And what, Gen Z, are you going to be the fourth generation to be hoodwinked and try and kick the Lucy's football by going to college and majoring and follow your heart, money will follow? And only we, Jessica and Jason Christ of the suburbs, are going to save the world? Paracelsus on direct, $5. The majority of people are actually communist. You think so? If you're for any state welfare, then you're not a capitalist. Community centers like churches are exempt. I don't know. I think there's you're either one or the other. You're a switch, not a dial. I think there's a dial. I think some people could be like, yeah, I'm a capitalist, but I can understand contributing to charity a little bit. One might even say, you know, I am for kids getting a basic level of education, not this K through college shit they get now, but like K through 8, and it's reading, writing, arithmetic, and finances and money. And then after you're 13, either start looking at jobs or get some kind of trade. I'm willing to pay for that. But obviously, I'm not a communist. That is a social program. I believe in a philosophical way, all people want to be communist. They don't want to work, right? Work is hard. Laziness is a survival mechanism. That's how you saved your calories of energy, because food was not ample and plentiful back in the days. It's a bit hard to come over. Like, hey, I should really work and not be a parasite, but that requires a higher level of philosophy, intelligence, longer term planning, and an IQ above 80. So I think in that way, yes, the majority of people are communist, right? Who wants to work? No one really wants to work. Yeah, we'd love to bang on our drums all day, but society would collapse otherwise. Paracelsus Underact, $2. Community centers are that dial. Yeah, if it's privately funded, right? I'm not like all these. I remember Mark Dayton, like, we're going to have community center. Mark Dayton was governor like 20 or 15 years ago in Minnesota. Look where it is now. He's like, I'm going to have community centers, and that's going to help out. He's a typical liberal rich bitch. He is. He's a trust fund baby from the Target Corporation. Look it up. Wow, the rich privileged asshole didn't solve poverty, huh? You didn't close any wage gaps or life expectancy gaps or wealth gaps. All you did is make some community centers, Mark, but you guys didn't care because popular thing, free shit. Oh my God, why are we still the poorsies? They're not, a lot of them aren't even smart enough to be communists. Like, they wouldn't know it. They just want to be popular and like, oh my God, I hate those people. And they got more than me. They're just petty little monsters. They got more than I do. I'm going to go shoot up a church or a school. Really? All right. Link below is a book called The Joy of the Decline, Accepting Living with the Death of the United States. Start calling them, because it's the Communist Party. We can't do it. We need the Republicans to do it. You guys need to start calling the Democrats the Communist Party. And it's worse than I think it's the psychopathic. You know, Mao Zedong was not like, oh my God, are you trans? Let's have a parade. Mao Zedong was like, how do we starve the most amount of people in peacetime? I know, communism. Also privileged rich bitch. Mao Zedong, look him up. All right, see you guys later, Toodles.